Let's see what we can upgrade with Coach McVay. Player retention. I am really loving how Lane Gilkey is developing. I mean, this kid is looking great. Should probably get his run block finesse and pass block finesse up here. Run block finesse +4. Nice. All right. What's our playoff seeding look like? We're 12-1. We've clinched the division, but we haven't clinched home field yet, technically. Let's do our weekly scouting. Damon Hill. I'm gonna have to look at that guy. For sure. All right, do we have to play the Jets? Probably should. Yeah. Let's go ahead and play the Jets. Just want to kind of get to the playoffs already, but I don't want to sim the game and then maybe have us lose.
Could it be an early Super Bowl preview? It's a coach. You're watching Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, the two teams with home field advantage if the season were to end today, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. And a few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the New York Jets. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon.
All right, we're the home team. Man, those Jets jerseys are fire.
They're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
They did a good job making Le'Veon Bell look really realistic. Down to his hair and everything.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly.
Got to be real careful.
He probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Goff on first down. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley.
Whoa.
On the ground for Gurley last
Jamal
week.
Adams coming in OP right out the gate.
Well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every one.
A throw over the middle.
There he goes again, even though I covered up.
Down to the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Catch number 100 for his career.
What's the over-under on how many fumbles he's going to force this game?
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Super.
To throw on second down is gone. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence.
For all these good players the Jets have, we're smoking this defense right now.
Yards for the second play in a row. From the gun, here's Goff. Flush to his right. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
To throw again on second down. Goff.
There you go, Jets defense.
Touchdown by Brandon Cooks.
Just roasted you all the way down the field.
Brandon Cooks with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown.
Three tight ends? Okay. That's how you want to do?
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's south, baby. That's baby south.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Not even touched.
Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And maybe starting the campaign for another Offensive Player of the Week award in the AFC.
They strike up the band, right? They're going to lead him along, and the band being that offensive line, he's locked into the rhythm of what they're doing up front, and he's definitely off to that great start, a second straight week.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors, and guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were.
This dude is just hit sticking everybody.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw is gone.
Oh, fuck.
And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
I don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Of course, he was solid last week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he's playing at a level right now where he's just breaking down defenses. Makes me remember when I was playing and my defensive back coach told me, listen, if you give up a touchdown pass, that's on me. I didn't coach you well enough. If you give up a second one, that's on you. And if there's a third one, I'm getting someone else in the game.
And there's a peek at the numbers. That's what Charles Clay did last week. 5 catches, 54 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Now a first down carry by Bell.
Nice job.
That'll hurt the
Nice job, D.
average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Samson Abukum in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning the...
And he's going to go down again.
Are they even in field goal range anymore?
In there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition
Oh my God,
is quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw the first one of this game.
Shanked it.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Off now to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
Nice try, Jamal Adams.
Brandon Cooks.
He got smoked.
Of the game, 17th on the year. And the Rams have taken the lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Le'Veon Bell and the Jets ready to begin their next drive. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9.
Come on, D.
To throw is Darnold. Out right here to Herndon. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
My partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's Gurley. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now this one complete downfield
Nice
on the
catch.
left side.
Nice little possession catch.
Down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today. We get slap happy up here sometimes. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And taking it to the
Josh Reynolds is a machine right now.
Before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move. From the red zone now, Goff.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Goff. That's complete. Right around the 8. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So on 4th down, here comes Greg Zuerlein to try and get 3 for the Rams. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Le'Veon Bell making his way
All right,
back
Sam
out
Darnold,
onto
do
the
you
field
have a
now. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't
long
go
drive
away from him
in
on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can
man.
they put more points up? Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On the catch, it's Crowder. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. From just shy of midfield, Darnold hooking up over the middle with Herndon. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
I'm just going to sim the kick. Sim to halftime.
Darnold on first down. Man open right side. It's the tight end, Clay. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept their
Le'Veon's
making
hurt.
the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
I'm going to run you over.
Off of play action, Darnold. They fight, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Samson Abuka in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
You got to get Robbie Anderson more
It's
involved,
a
man.
pickup
He's a
of
good player.
17 and a first down. Now off the bootleg, Darnold.
Oh, man.
Crossing route. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Faking the give, Darnold. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Mike, 59, Mike. Check, 59. Let's go, one more.
Now a play fake here on first down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
On second down, it's Moore. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Darnold now to throw.
Really, Sam?
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's what you do?
So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for